All right, 7, 8, and 9, word problem using the law of signs. Again, the law of signs says if I take the sine of A over side A, it's equal to the sine of B over side B equals the sine of C over side C. So Tom and Kayla are standing on a riverbank 240 meters apart. They labeled that for us at points A and B respectively. See the figure below. They want to know the distance from Tom to a house located across the river at point C. So Tom is over here. We want to find this side right here. Tom measures angle A to be 45 degrees, which they've got written there. Kayla measures angle B to be 66 degrees. We want to find the distance from Tom to the house. Round your answer to the nearest tenth of a meter. So, in order to use our law of sines, since we know this side here, we need to know this angle down here. And since we know in our, excuse me, in our triangle that all three angles add up to 180, C is going to equal 180 minus 45 minus 66. I'm going to grab my calculator. 180 minus 45 minus 66 is 69. So, this angle down here is 69 degrees. We can now set up our law of sines. So, the sine of 69 over the 240 is going to equal, since we want this side here, we're going to use the sine of 66 over our x. Solving that, we would cross multiply, so we would have x sine of 69 equals 240 sine of 66, and of course then we have to divide this by the sine of 69. So, again, be sure your calculator is in degree mode. If it's not, mode number 1 would put it into degrees. So we have 240 sine of 66 divided by the sine of 69, and I get 234.8495. I want to round that off to the nearest tenth, so 234.8, and this would be in meters. So Tom is 234.8 meters from the house. Number 8, going to be the same kind of thing. Mountain officials want to know the length of a new ski lift from A to C. So from A to C would be this side right over here. Whoops. My board is randomly writing for me again. They measure angle DAC. DAC, this angle down here to be 33. They then move 1,220 feet to point B. So from A to B was 1,220. Measured angle DBC. DBC is this angle here, which is 22. What is the length of the new ski lift from A to C? So again, I need to know what this angle up here is, but first I need to find this angle down here. Since this is going to be 180 degrees, I'm going to take 180 minus 33. So 180 minus 33 gives me 147 for that angle in there. So I know this one's 22, this is 147. To find this one up here, again, I'm going to subtract from 180. So 180 minus 147 minus 22. 180 minus 147 minus 22 gives me 11. So this angle up here is going to be 11 degrees. So now I can use my law of sines because I have the angle and the opposite side. So the sine of 11 over 1,220 is going to equal, I want this side, so the opposite angle is 22, the sine of 22 over x. Solving that again, if I take a little shortcut, I'm going to take this times this, so 1,220 sine of 22, I'm going to end up dividing by the sine of 11. If you need to cross multiply and solve it, go ahead, but I'm just saving myself some writing room. This times this, and I end up dividing by that. So 1,220 times the sine of 22 divided by the sine of 11 gives me 2395.170328. I am rounding to the nearest tenth, so 2,395 point, I'd have to round that up to 2, and this is in feet. So the ski lift is 2,395.2 feet from point A. Number 9. A tree that is 61 feet tall is growing at an angle of 82 degrees. With respect to the ground, see the figure below. Rob, who is standing a certain distance away from the base of the tree, finds that the angle of elevation from the ground to the top of the tree is 36 degrees. How far is he from the base of the tree? So we want to find this side right here. Although they didn't draw the line right here, here's my line for my triangle. There's my 61 feet. And so again, I need to know this angle up here on the top. So 180 minus 82 minus 36. 180 minus 82 minus 36 gives me 62. So 62 degrees is how big that angle is up there. So I'm going to use the 61 with the 36, so sine of 36 over the 61, and then I want the x, so I have to use the 62, sine of 62 over x. So the angle with the opposite side, the angle with the opposite side, and again, when I solve that by cross multiplying, I'm going to take the 61 times the sine of 62. I'm going to end up dividing by the sine of 36. So 61 sine of 62 divided by the sine of 36 gives me 91.6317, rounding to the nearest tenth again, 91.6 feet would be how far it is from this person to the base of the tree. So law of sines, when I have two angles and a side, the law of sines is probably the easiest one to use to find the missing information from your triangle. Angle, two angles and a side.